Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a controller review. Something I've been wanting to do for a while. Hopefully, you can see I have a new camera. Apologies, the settings on it are a bit off at the moment. I'm trying to fiddle with it to get it looking good. Running it at 50 Hz at the moment, because 60 looks nicer, but it has this weird line effect. Basically, I've been wanting to get a new camera for a while so that I can do some kind of controller reviews for the Switch, because I've been buying controllers left, right and centre to try out different ones other than Nintendo's own ones, so a lot of third-party stuff. And I want to do some retro controller reviews like the SNES controller, NES, Mega Drive, all that stuff. I think that'd be kind of fun. But today we're going to be taking a look at, where is it? The Sn30 Pro Plus, it's a bit dirty this box, I do apologise, 8-bit DOE controller. Ignore the marks at the top there. I actually bought this one by accident. What I was trying to do is get the Sn30 Pro 2, which has back paddles and other stuff. But I ended up buying this one, and I gotta say, it's a short answer of it's a good controller. Yes, it is. And we're going to be comparing it to the classic, the Switch. I know it's a bit hard to see that, but the Switch Pro controller. I have the mango colours. Apologies that the camera's colours might be a little bit off. I'm not sure if you can pick that up very well. But yeah, let me give you some background on this one. This is one of my favourite controllers full time. This is actually out of battery at the moment, so I can do what I want with it. This is one of the nicest feeling controllers I've ever used. If you want a quick review of this, triggers and stuff, absolutely fine. They're nothing super special, but the actual sticks are really nice. Probably some of my favourite sticks on a controller. Nice, both of those. D-pad, I don't mind. I think it's a bit easy to sometimes hit the wrong direction, but decent D-pad. Buttons, nice sound. I think I'm one of these people that likes my buttons to go in a little bit further. These don't go down massive, but generally speaking, very nice weight to this controller. Very comfortable. Top buttons, also very clicky, work very nice. Obviously people like their analog ones, they prefer them to be analog rather than just clicky. But generally speaking, this is your bog standard Switch Pro controller, and it's actually probably one of the best controllers all round. The vibration, everything else that's in this is fantastic. Cannot go wrong with this controller, very, very good. However, we're not here to talk about this one, but this is what I will be comparing every controller I review to this, okay? Unless it's Joy-Con, in which case I will do Joy-Con ones. But we're going to be doing a wireless controller, like I said, the Sn30 Pro Plus. This bad boy. Now, you're already looking at it and going, wow, that looks more like a PlayStation controller. You'd be right, this is more like a 360 controller. This is a fantastic controller for 2D games. Why? Because, wrong side, this little bad boy here, this is a very nice D-pad. We've got the PlayStation style analog controllers there and there. We've got a couple of soft rubbery start and select buttons. The buttons here, I won't push them because I do have a game ready to show in a sec. These I can probably push the Y button, actually, that's fine. Nice and clear. Y and so this is the SNES. I think this is based on the SNES variant. There's a couple of different versions of this, and they're exactly the same in terms of what they do. But this has the sort of like how the SNES has 2 buttons with indents and 2 that are raised. I will do X and Y for the moment because they won't do anything, I don't think, in the game I'm going to be showing. But yeah, so we've got those, and you've got your essentially capture. I think that's capture, that one, which is the star button, and then your home screen button there, which I will show off all in a minute. And then we come to the triggers. Now, as you can see, a bit more of a travel on them. Very nice. We'll say maybe feel a little bit, not, what's the word, not vulnerable, but essentially a little bit, not quite sturdy maybe as I want, but they make a nice sound and they go back in very nicely. Top ones feel very much like a SNES controller, have a little bit more travel, I think, on them. But all in all, like, this controller is, this is the design I went for. There's a 2 others, I think, like a blacky kind of button coloured and a grey one. But I like this. This is, the analog sticks I will say are a little bit smaller. They definitely have a very similar feel to the ones on this. They're definitely a bit higher and a bit bigger, but these ones, fairly nice feel to them, alright? So, let's take a look at a game using this because I want to show off this in 2D mode mainly, and then I'll try and find something to do in 3D. But yeah, let's check out a game. Aha! There we go, perfect. Donkey Kong Country, classic SNES game. Perfect setup for this. So let's try this game out. Let's see if this works well. D-pad, very, very nice. No issues with it really. I did duck there once, but not seeing any lag, I don't think. I mean, wireless controllers always have a tiny bit of lag, but it's pretty good. But the actual D-pad is nice. It's quite, I will say it's quite like low into this controller, but it's got a nice tactile click whenever you push it in a direction. Like that. But in terms of like playing 2D games, this is going to be the best thing you can probably get. It's the best controller I've used for 2D games. Feels really nice. I do need to try out, like, I think something that would work really well with this game, and I don't have it with me right now, is Metroid Dread. I think Metroid Dread would massively benefit from this, because I think this registers as the main input. So whereas on the Pro Controller that's there, I think this lets you try. I'll try it on something in a second. But right now, I gotta say, like, loving it. Loving it for these 2D games. And yes, I know how to play Donkey Kong Country. I'm just I'm not going to play the entire level. I want to show off the kind of movement. You can use the left analog stick to move, but it's not really ideal for a game like this. You want precision movement. Let's just hop into another game just to show you this. Let's do the first level in this game. Try and show off. Trying to give you guys impressions, because this controller I think was about £35. Like, for £35 for a controller like this that lets you play a lot of 2D games. Let's see how we do. I don't think I've ever died there before. Whoops. Let's try that again. I have a feeling there might be a little bit of lag, but I think that's actually coming from the fact this is on my monitor and not the game itself. But in terms of like actually moving Mario, like it feels like how it should feel. Like I've got complete control on him. Pushing down works pretty well. I need to find a pipe where I can go up it, really. That would be ideal. But honestly, like I've played this, I played it playing Donkey Kong Country, I've played it playing Mario Brothers. Like, it feels nice to use. This controller was definitely designed with, obviously, the more PlayStation style in mind, because I think people will prefer that. Let's hop on back now. I think some people prefer the PlayStation layout. They prefer the analog sticks in the middle and their D-pad there. However, so this is why this controller is good, because if you prefer that layout, you can have both your sticks there. However, you also have the added benefit of this controller having the D-pad right here, which is awesome because, you know, it means you can play your 2D games way quicker. You know, just a better D-pad than. So I will say this D-pad on here is a bit bigger than the D-pad that is on this controller. I know this is quite hard. There we go. You can see it's a little bit bigger. If I put them that way around, it's a little bit bigger, and it's more like the traditional SNES controller. Whereas this one, it's a little bit easier to hit the wrong directions. This isn't a bad D-pad by any means. I think a lot of people complain about this, and I don't think it's that bad. But this is definitely a bit bulkier. You can kind of get your inputs better for it. So let's... I know that I just realised this isn't necessarily a 3D game, but this is a game that requires precision, and we'll find out if the analog stick is good for this game. So let's go single train for now. I won't do a whole one of these. I just want to see if the stick works. Game start. Right, going to be using the analog stick the entire time. Ooh, so far, oh, there is vibration in this. Why did I ever doubt it? Yep, I can definitely confirm that I'm not having any inputs coming off the wrong way. Anything that I feel like I'm going to do wrong here will probably be my fault. Which is great. Now you're not going to be able to see because my head's in the way, but I just realised my head is going to be a problem because I can't see either. But But yeah, this is exactly what you want from a analog stick for sure. I've messed up. It's all gone wrong. Yep, as long as I'm holding the direction I want to go in, no issue. Great, perfect. That's what you want from this. Can't play this with the other stick, can I? No. Come on. Just get to the SN. What's it called? Oh, it's Sn30 Pro Plus, right? Like I said, the other version has back paddles and you can do some fine tuning and stuff with it. But for about £35 to get this version of it, this I would say is an absolute, like, if you like your 2D games and you saw there with playing Pac-Man, no issues moving Pac-Man around either with the analog stick. This is a fantastic third-party second controller to have. You know, some people prefer this layout, right? And also, better than a PlayStation controller. Not a split D-pad. I don't like split D-pads. But if you like, you know, you want your triggers to feel a bit more, got travel to them and feel more analog. I think they might even be analog triggers, but I don't think many Switch games use them. Very, very nice. Top buttons here, very much like the SNES controller, and then these buttons feel great. These feel very much like a SNES controller as well. So, all in all, I think if you're going to buy a third-party controller and you want a second controller, buy this. This is a definite must. It's about £35. This thing is about £50 to £60 in the UK, depending on where you get it from. Is it better than this controller? It has a better D-pad, for sure. It doesn't have HD rumble. Obviously HD rumble might be in more newer versions of this, I don't know, but this has nicer rumble in it, but this still has rumble, and it's wireless as well, and you get about 20 hours out of this one. I think this is about 20 to 40. This has got an insane battery life, but yeah, like if you want bear in mind, this is one of the best Nintendo controllers right now for the Switch. This is far better than the Joy-Con, right? If you're going to play games on the Switch, get yourself one of these. Don't even bother with the Joy-Con, to be honest. This is a fantastic controller. Everything's almost like balanced around it. But the D-pad is definitely better. Not by much, but it is bigger and bulkier, and it feels better to use on this one. So, you get this controller gets my recommendation of definitely pick one of these up. Especially if you like playing retro games, you're going to want this D-pad. It's going to be the best thing to play for it. And, yeah, hopefully this is, you know, I'm actually looking forward to doing a bunch of controller reviews. Hopefully this is useful to people. If you have any suggestions of how I can improve it, apologies about the camera. Like, I'm getting used to this new camera. But if you have any any comments, or you want to know more about these things, I'm happy to answer questions about it. I will look at getting the SM Pro 2. Because I like controllers with back paddles, and, you know, spoilers, there will be another video coming up with a controller with back paddles. But, yeah, I hope to do more of these, and not just Pro controller ones. I will look at getting some weird Joy-Con controllers for the fun of it. There's some other stuff I've seen that I really want to get in terms of, like, weird controller accessories for the Switch, which I will look into doing. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I had a blast talking about these controllers. This is great. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more content, then hit subscribe. Links for Facebook and Twitter will be down below in the description as always. And until next video, I'll see you then.